Welcome to the HR Happy Hour work break. You're here with Trish and Steve. Hey, Steve Bose.
Hey Trish, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine. Fine, and you?
Fantastic. It has been a very hectic but good day. I feel like we
Indeed.
talk about this all the time where it just feels like this should be the time. It's summer. We should be outside. We should be relaxing. It is
I, I, I'm
busy.
I'm hoping to go outside at some point today. I have not managed to do that yet. We've had a lot of calls. We just recorded a podcast that'll come out in a couple of weeks with longtime friend of the show, Jean Meister,
I know.
about
She's so
some
great.
HR priorities for 2021 and beyond. So that was awesome. But yeah, it's a lot when you do the meeting stuff with the normal work, record the podcast, do this show. It is a lot in one day.
I know. You know what? I've been working on something. I'm not going to say what, but with DoorDash, our friends at DoorDash. So
That's nice.
I know, I know. And it's not exactly HR, so that's fun too. So what else is going on in the world though? We probably don't want to talk about work. We need to take a work break.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm following the Olympics, Trish, fairly closely. I'm an Olympics person. I like when you get to see some sports that you wouldn't normally maybe find or watch. So I've been watching some water polo recently, some
There you go.
team handball. Trish, I even watched a little bit of equestrian, which I normally don't care about. But Trish, I don't know if you saw this story in the show jumping ring. Like they put the barriers and the fences that the horses have to go over. Sometimes they got to jump some water, whatever. I don't know all the rules, but like they kind of decorate them some with flowers or a little signage, or they try to.
Okay.
It's not just a fence in the middle of a ring. They try to make it look a little nicer. Well, for whatever reason, I guess just for a cultural reference, in the show jumping ring near one of the jumps, they have a realistic looking big statue of a sumo wrestler who's
What?
like kind of in charging mode in the statue.
Wouldn't
And
that scare a horse?
exactly, Trish. Many of the riders
no.
are saying a number of the horses are getting spooked by this statue
From
because
the
they're coming up
sumo
to the
statue?
jump and they see what they think is a person, a big person
No.
coming
no.
after them. Yeah, so a poor decision to put the sumo. Although I wonder, like after the Olympics, I bet that sumo wrestler statue would go for a nice price, like on
You
eBay or
think
something.
so?
I'd bid for it. It'd be cool to have a big
You'd
statue of
bid
a
for
sumo
it.
wrestler like in the house. I think it'd be pretty
Oh
awesome.
gosh, someone hook a guy up, help him out.
Is there any Olympic thing like you've been kind of catched up on that you've liked or
I
anything?
have, and it's like you, it's like stuff I would never watch typically. So last night I was watching a lot of the track and field,
Yeah,
especially the
track and
men's.
field's pretty cool.
I did see some of the women's. We had several gold and silver medals for our female athletes. But no, I was watching like the men's long jump
Okay.
and then the men's hurdles. Oh my gosh. There was one poor guy from Japan who he was doing great. He was going so great. He made it. It was like the second to last hurdle. Totally hooked his foot on it, face planted. I mean, like it's so bad. And you're thinking like, this is the Olympics. This is Olympic dreams. And here he is like on his face. But no, I was going to ask you about the long jump. So my daughter did long jump and still will do it another year, hopefully, if COVID cooperates. In high school, but these men were jumping between 7 to like 8.5 meters. So 21 to
I was going to say,
24
convert that for me.
feet,
Seems like okay.
like 21 to 24 feet. So run, jump. How far do you think you could jump? Because I would say at a minimum, they were all jumping 21 plus feet.
I think if I got a good running start, Trish, like I could do a meter for sure. Maybe
Like 3 feet.
Maybe 1.5. Yeah, I think I can get out there a little bit.
It's hard. It's hard. And at one point, it's been a year or two ago, Carly had shown me, because I asked her about like how sometimes people's foot goes over the line, right?
Right.
And why that would happen. Like, surely you can see it. And she's like, oh no, you don't. If you're looking at the line, you've already gone over it, right? It's all about timing and your mark, and you know how many steps you need to take, and you just trust that you're there. And so in watching several of these men from all different countries, they were getting a fault because they were putting their toes on the line.
Yeah.
and then they would be very devastated. So yeah, it was just an interesting thing to watch. Very, very different.
Yeah, the track and field is awesome. The pressure I can't even imagine. Right, you train for
Oh,
4 years, or in this
yeah,
case, 5 years, because of the postponement of the Olympics for a
right.
year. You train 5 years for that one moment, or and now's your chance. And
Yeah,
yeah, obviously, some of
I
them do
know.
wonderfully, and others have some heartbreak. But I guess that's part of the game, right? But that's why
Yeah.
it's compelling too, in a way. Like in some weird way, like. The quote unquote normal regular sports we watch all the time. It's just year after year after year. Oh, the basketball, the football, the Super Bowls every year. And it's a big deal and it's fun to watch it. But you got 4 years, in this case, 5 years of
Right.
drama that builds up. And I'd say the same thing about competitions like the World Cup and soccer, right? It's
Hmm.
special because it's not that frequent, right? And
Right.
you have relatively fewer chances to win it in your career as an athlete, right? So it's even
That's
more
true.
important, right? So yeah, really cool. No, I dig the Olympics. I'll be watching it for the rest of the time. Yeah,
The other
Trish.
thing, Steve, I was just going to say though, what was interesting to me too, though, is like when people finish, usually they're either exhausted and don't have much of a reaction, or they have a little like happiness. We had one of our sprinters, one of the male sprinters for the US who won, his heat and everything. He starts break dancing. He's like excessively celebrating. Like, how do you feel
Oh,
about that? I mean, you watch a lot of sports. Like, I don't know. It just seemed like poor form. It was
uh,
like over the top
if he's not, I'd say it doesn't
celebrating.
bother me if he's not kind of showing up any of the other competitors.
He did.
If he's in the face of somebody and talking trash,
Oh,
I don't like that
no,
so
it wasn't
much. But
that.
yeah,
It was
I'm okay
just,
with
I
it.
don't know. You're
It
okay with
doesn't
it? I
doesn't
just felt
bother me
like it
as
made us
much.
look bad.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
excited for a couple more events. Can I give you a kind of old man yelling and pointing at a
oh
cloud rant
God.
though, that's Olympic
Okay,
related?
yeah, let's
I
hear an
just
Olympic
read that
rant.
Great Britain, and I'm not picking on them, it just happens to be one of their athletes, has a 13-year-old on their team. Skateboarding apparently is an Olympic thing, various types of
Oh,
skateboarding competitions. I don't really know anything
okay.
about skateboarding. If you're a 13-year-old, Trish, and you're an Olympian, you're maybe the best at the world at the thing, I'm not sure that thing should be in the Olympics. I feel like where it's like Michael Gladwell, 10,000 hours. Like I kind of feel
Wait a minute.
like for something to be an Olympic level competition or sport, you can't be the best at it at 13.
Okay, wait.
I don't know.
Figure figure skating, gymnastics, those
They're
people
not
are
13. Simone Biles isn't
they're
13. She's got to be
well,
in her
she's not
20s,
now.
right?
She's 24 right now. But no,
Right.
a
She's
lot
the
of the
best in the
people,
world and she's 24. I'll buy that. She
well,
wasn't the
no,
best
but
in the world at 13.
no, but I mean think back to a
Every
lot of the
13-year-old
gymnasts.
I've ever been around in my life is a complete idiot. There, I said it. You know that's true.
I'm just saying there are a lot of figure skaters and gymnasts especially who are definitely they peak at 14, 15, 16 years old.
I don't
So,
care. The 13-year-olds are not our target audience, so I'm bashing them on this
oh
show.
goodness.
Trish,
All
I have
right,
one
well,
more for you before we wrap up. Trish,
okay.
the 50 best-selling books of all time list has been released. The 50
Oh,
best-selling books in history,
okay.
excluding like religious texts. So don't count the Bible or the Old Testament or the Quran. They're not part of this. Do you have
Yeah.
any guess at I just have the top 5 here. I don't have all 50.
Oh
Any
gosh.
guesses of what's in the top 5 best-selling books of all time?
I'm so bad at guessing. Okay. Of all
This is
time.
tough. I admittedly.
I feel like Gone with the Wind would be one of them.
Okay, good guess. Not in the top 5.
Is it in the top 10?
I only have the 5 written here. I'll have to go
Okay.
back to the archive for the 10. I only had room on the card for 5.
Citizen Kane.
I don't know if that was even a book, but no, not on the list. It was a movie. Might have been a book. I'm not
I don't
disparaging
know.
you. I really don't
I
know.
don't know. The Sun Also Rises.
Oh, that's a good book. Not on the list. Okay,
Fahrenheit. Okay, go ahead.
you want
Go
me
to
to
the
give you
list.
one?
Yes.
I'll give you one hint real quick. 2 of them are children's books, quote unquote, or
Goodnight
young.
Moon.
No, that's a great guess. I'm
What?
surprised. I'm sure that sold a lot of copies, but not on the list.
I don't know any parent on this planet who does not know by memory Goodnight Moon.
I read that book a number of times. All right, I'll give you the top 5 so we can get out
All
of here.
right.
Number 5, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. 120 million
No.
copies.
No.
Number 4, Le Petit Prince, a French children's book, 140 million copies.
I've read it.
Number 3, The Fellowship of the Ring, part of the Hobbit stuff in that series.
Yeah.
150 million copies. Number 2, A Tale of Two Cities, right?
Oh,
The Best of Times, the Worst of Times, 200 million copies. And number 1 by a wide margin, Don Quixote, 500 million copies, according to this list.
What in the world?
The source I did not write down, so I don't know what the source is.
Let me just go on record. I'm going to give a little rant. I'm not going to read any of those.
I read one of them.
That just sounds really, really, really boring.
I read A Tale of Two Cities 100 years ago. That was it.
Probably for a grade, I would imagine.
Yeah, I probably lost a bet.
All right. Well, listen, thanks for taking a work break with me. Thanks for chatting about Olympics and books and everything else exciting. Thanks, everyone, for watching as always. Steve will be back here tomorrow by himself or with a special guest. I don't know.
I think I'm going solo tomorrow. I think that's the plan.
Solo tomorrow. All right. All right. Very good. And I will see you all back here on Monday. So from me, have a good weekend. For Steve, come back tomorrow. Check in and take a work break with Steve. We'll catch you all later. Have a good day.